1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, so if you saw the last video, you know that we went to LS Fest and didn't really put down any kind of great numbers. The best that we did was an 11.2 at 120, almost 126 miles per hour, which is definitely faster than stock, given that the temperatures were quite hot in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So one of the things that was exciting though is that was only like 4 pounds of boost with a lot of timing taken out of it. Like, it was extremely conservative, and I was still dialing in our boost control to keep things consistent across the board. Ideally, we wanted to be running somewhere close to 6 or 7 pounds of boost, and after that last pull, I was able to do that. I was able to get my closed loop control working perfectly for the boost controller and have just things dialed in awesomely, and it rained. And I know that it's so much faster, I just didn't get a chance to show you guys. So what I've been able to do is organize a race with a bone stock automatic 10-speed ZL1. Now you guys know that these things trap like 129, 130 on the regular. So this is going to be a very, very good comparison. Plus, my car with me in it weighs 3950, so it's really close to a ZL1. Actually, that's what the ZL1 weighs, but without somebody in it. So I'm going to take a passenger, and they're not. So we should have a very good apples to apples comparison and see if we can actually keep up with a ZL1. If we can't, we're too slow. We're just not putting down power. If we do, well, we've made some really, really amazing improvements. From a roll, of course. No dig, because we want to see the power difference, not, you know, that trans and awesome launch difference. We will be racing that ZL1 later in the day today. I do want to show you one of the things that we were working on. We're doing a cool little comparison, basically between the Magnuson 2300 and the 2650. I don't have a lot of footage, but I just wanted to throw this in here because I thought it was something important that you guys need to know about cooling. So one of the biggest differences between, you know, this 2650 and that 2300 that was on here is the intercooler bricks.
Oh, okay.
Like, besides the
huge.
Besides the you know, the size of the rotors, I mean, it's the 2650 just has so much better cooling. So over the course of a pull, this thing's still dropping from its red manifold temperature. It's coming down still during the pull.
During the pull, wow.
Yeah, because you get a little heat soak from the blower, like in the engine rising up into the blower, and but when you're at full throttle, the air is going over the sensor and dropping it down, and it's nice. But the 2300, the intercooler bricks are just a lot smaller, and you end up just not being able to continually cool this air. You've exceeded the intercooler bricks.
Yeah.
So over the course of this pull, it's dropping, which is really nice. Over the course of a 2300, it goes up like 60 degrees or something like that. At the track, he's going from hot to extremely hot. At the end of the track, he was at like 180 to 200 degrees with the 2300.
Yeah.
No meth or anything like that. But we shouldn't rely on meth to keep things cool. We need to have proper cooling so the air is denser, more air, and, you know, less likely to detonate. So, or detonate the fuel then. So with the 2650, with the big intercooler bricks in it, man, it makes a world of a difference. Going over the course of a dyno pull here, it's still dropping. Over the course of a quarter mile pull, if it's anything like mine, it's going to go up like 10 to 15 degrees through the whole pull.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and it'll be a drop at first because the air will stabilize, and then it'll come up
just a little.
Now, one of the bad things about the C7, if you look at the front end, is that there's not a lot of opening for the air to get into. So it still needs some kind of cooling here, because that little slit is just, it's not enough. Like when you're moving, when you're on the road and you're constantly moving, the air is constantly being exchanged. But when you're sitting still, nothing's really happening. This is where an inner chiller really makes a big difference. Shameless plug, but it's huge. Like on here we do a couple pulls, and even though it's got such great cooling, the heat exchangers are not putting in the work that's needed, where the inner chiller will, and it will continually cool down. So I mean, it's a cool build to see the differences. What we're expecting performance-wise from this, with the apples to apples comparison, is that his high end is not going to suffer anymore, because that was the biggest complaint. He gets into fourth gear and all of a sudden he has no power because the temperatures were so hot. Well, we're not going to have that on this one, because the temperatures will probably still be falling. He's still going to have basically all the power comes off the line with, which is going to be really nice. Whereas the 2300 just bag of dicks.
That's why I got replaced.
Yeah, and then this will set it up for an inner chiller and then a bottom end down the line.
Motor,
yeah. We could spin this thing harder and make a lot of power, but that bottom end is not going to hold up. So we're not. Cool. Happy with it. Very happy with it. Okay, get her off.
Oh.
We all know how fast the factory ZL1 is. They are borderline 10-second cars. In fact, they're a 10-second car with a drag radial at full weight, which is really cool. I think Nick's girlfriend did a 10.9 or a 10.8 on theirs. Well, we have a ZL1 today, a stock ZL1, and we're going to put it up against the twin-turbo C8, but we're not going to run the twin-turbo C8 on full boost. We're going to run it a little bit less than that. But I don't know. I have faith in the C8, but I'm also scared of 10 speeds of fury here. So, I'm going to find out. In fact, I'm going to take a passenger too. That way I get a good video, and that'll put the weight roughly the same. So, I'm guessing that I'm going to lose. But, we'll find out. I'm going to do this manually. Trap 130, so ready? 1, 2, 3. So I'm really happy with those results. Obviously, we are probably like 130 trapper at like 6 pounds of boost. We're going to take her to the track this Friday, which is probably past now, and you guys will see what happens on the next video. Okay guys, thank you for watching and have a great day. Adios.